WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
You're building the empire,
and we'll help you protect it.
Because even the most powerful women
still have trust issues.
Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, my God. Why you look so good today?
It's a good day. You look excellent as well, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a good day.
I love the excellence. I love that we come here with all of that. Yeah, looking good. Feeling good. You feeling fine?
I'm feeling good.
Yes, I'm so glad.
I get to do what I love to do with my girl. So
I know.
It's a good day.
Amen.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Trust Issues, the podcast where money meets mindset, legal meets legacy, and power meets protection. I am one of your hosts, Erica Hall, financial advisor and founder of EH Wealth Advisors.
And I am Urenia Ricks Johnson of Ricks & Associates, PLLC. And we have some exciting things to talk about today. So I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, me too. But first of all, I just want to say congratulations.
To me?
Yes, congratulations, girl.
Yes.
Trust Issues, the podcast, now has officially 106 subscribers as of this show.
As of this show. This is wonderful. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed. And we are so excited because it's nothing but up from here. So congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
doing
you.
it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. So listen, y'all, if you are getting some good stuff out of this podcast, you enjoy what we're doing, we want to get monetized too. So y'all subscribe to the podcast.
Come on, help your sisters out. Help your girls out, right?
Yeah. Y'all know big perks come with subscribers. So we're gonna set a goal. Should we set a goal? 250?
Yeah, 250.
Get us to 250.
250. Yeah, let's do that, and we can do that really quickly.
Yeah,
250. I think
with
we can
your
get there.
help.
Yes, with
people.
your help.
Thank you.
Share it with a friend. Make sure you share it with your friends and family, and we can get to that goal.
Yeah, I think that we have to ask, right? Because people come up to me and say, "Yeah, I seen your podcast." I'm like, "Did you subscribe though? Did you subscribe?"
So. We have to go that extra step, and I try to even go over it with them and say, "Hey, I'm gonna show you," because some people they don't know how to do it. They just look at podcasts and they just don't know that they need to actually subscribe. That gives us more support. So I do try to do that. They're like, well, "What do I need to do?" Glad you asked me.
Pay us with your attention. Pay us with your attention. I love it. So this is going to be a good show.
It is.
This is going to be a good show.
Talk?
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Yes, let's talk about it. So we're talking today about guarding what you worked for. Now, isn't that important?
It's very important. It's very important because if we were to add up everything that we have earned over a certain period, it's in the millions and millions of dollars. Yeah.
And think of the money and the resources that go through our hands on a regular basis.
Yes.
And making sure that we guard it is an important thing to talk about. So I'm excited
about
that.
Because I think a lot of us, or many of us, we set these goals, or we have this desire to have assets. Not more than just a house. We want to maybe own a business, and we want a couple of properties, or we want to invest in someone else's property, or business. But having many assets requires management.
It does.
In order to keep it.
And you have to have something in place to protect, guard it, so that way that stream doesn't dry up. I'm always talking about multiple streams of income, right? And so we have to have ways where the stream is not drying up.
Right.
Or if we're given a scenario of like a bucket that we can plug the holes.
Plug the hole.
Build
the foundation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I like that
analogy. Everything's not coming out of it. We want to make sure that we keep. It's fine to have multiple streams, but we want to make sure that we are able to guard and protect it and make sure that it keeps flowing.
Yeah. And I like that analogy. That's good. The buckets. I definitely use that when it comes to planning. I like the pyramid too. The building a strong foundation. I use Luke 14. Talks about who's considering to build a house, but you must first consider that first what you're going to start with, that you have enough to build, and that also goes into building that strong, that firm foundation. Because what I found when we get into it, that people like to start at the top of the pyramid. Like, I'm gonna start a business. I want to talk to you about a will and a trust, and some of the things aren't in place at the bottom, such as multiple streams of income to life insurance, to fund those businesses or to fund those dreams. So let's get into it. I think today we're starting just with the foundation, right?
What's the foundation? What do you think the foundation or the fundamentals are that we need to look at? What do you think?
I think it's cash flow management. Okay. I think it's budgeting. I think it is knowing the state of your flock. Come on, let me use some scripture. A good steward knows the state of his flock or the state of your assets, and so that comes with knowing. You should know the number of what's coming in off the top. You should know it. You should know how much you have coming in on a whatever period it is. Monthly is easy.
It's easy.
You know, you should know how much is coming in, and you should know how much is going out.
And that's important, like you said, because then you can plan accordingly. You know what's coming in, and that's where we get into that foundation, because that's how you plan and that's how you build, because you know. Bottom line,
what you're working with.
Right? And you're not trying to build on something that's like unsure.
Yeah.
You know, and we know sometimes it can be depending upon what industry you're in. Like, you know, if you are an entrepreneur, sometimes it's kind of hard to gauge exactly what that, if you're not working like a 9 to 5, you're not working and things like that. But but that's where the budgeting comes in, and that's where the forecasting comes in, and that's where you're looking at those scenarios to make sure that you still have that firm foundation.
Yeah, you have to know what you're working with. You have to know. And so, of course, I have developed a course. I call it the cash flow. It's called the Cash Flow Control course. Okay. Yeah, I've developed a course that will help you begin to walk you through those steps. Okay. Because you may not be bad with money. You just need the tools so that you can get really good at having. Once you develop that system, then you could duplicate it. You could put stuff on top of that system. Your household management, your business management, the next business. If you're invested in someone else's business, how to analyze if that business is something you want to, or if you're profitable. And so the cash flow control course is just something that gives you some tools, such as I call it the success formula. Okay. The success formula is like just real simple. I come up with these little things like pick a tool, pick a day, pick a flow. Okay. Right? Pick a tool.
That's good. And I think you make it so simple. I love the fact of the acronyms, and just making it simple, because a lot of times life can be very complicated and a whole lot of things thrown at people. And I think that if we make it simple enough where we can understand, like, daily what we need to do, how we need to do it, and, you know, making sure that we are paying attention to certain things that are in front of us, and sometimes we just kind of ignore.
Girl, daily. It's you just said the key. You got to work on it daily. It's overwhelming to try to get everything together for tax season.
Oh my goodness! But how many of us wait and start and not even thinking about, because we're approaching year end, right?
Yeah.
And starting thinking about exactly what is this year end going to look like, and then what can I do for 2026? What worked?
Yeah. What didn't work? How you going to look right? You got to look back. You got to assess. You want to know your progress. So pick a tool, pick a day, pick a flow, pick a tool. Some people, you know how many people, when I do these webinars or when I do the workshops, and I ask the question, how many people have a budget? Everybody raise their hand. How many people's budgets are in their head? Do you know how many people raise
Most
their
of the
hand?
time, that's what it is, because we think about, or I found myself doing this. I don't put everything down, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I do that,
Yeah.
So getting people to put everything down sometimes can be a challenge, because it's just like sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about, hey, I do go to Starbucks on Sundays,
right? Yeah,
or I do spend this on this. Or I'll be an impulsive shopper.
Yes.
But
I want to show you how it's okay as long as you've assigned those dollars for shopping.
Gotcha. If they're in
Free
your
yourself.
budget, if they're in your budget,
yes,
or it assigned, like you say. When you say assign, you mean put it down?
I mean that you have set aside dollars,
okay,
to do whatever it is you want to do with them. Because every dollar has been given an assignment.
Okay.
Every dollar has been allocated to where it's supposed to go. That I have, and I've set this money aside over here to do whatever it is I want to do. I don't have to feel guilty about impulsively buying. Impulsively buying, sometimes it works against your budget when you don't have one. Right? When you break in the budget. But if you set this money aside, and I'm using this pool of money that I can use for that, then it works.
So what happens? Because 84% of people admit that they sometimes exceed their budget. What advice would you give people that are exceeding their budget? They say, okay, Erica, I have a budget. I have this set up.
Yeah.
But every month I'm set at $2,000, but I always spend $2,500.
We always spend $2,500.
I always spend $2,500. So what can I do?
So, well, if you find yourself in that place, hopefully you've already gotten through those foundations. That means you already have some foundational things in place.
So you've picked a tool. Budget.
Yeah, you've picked a tool. You've chosen a tool, whatever that is, because now you know what your numbers are, right?
If it's an Excel would you recommend? Okay. Excel.
Yeah. Excel spreadsheet, or one I love that I like to use is that Rocket Money, because one thing I like about that one is it tracks subscriptions.
So you have to input everything in Rocket Money, right?
No,
you know how does it know?
Because you connect it uses Plaid.
Oh, and you can connect it to the bank account.
Yeah, so if you've used Plaid for online payments, automatic payments,
okay,
then you're familiar with that's one of the financial tech systems, one of those fintech that you can use to connect to like a Rocket Money, and it just pulls in your transactions. It categorizes everything. The work is done for you.
See? So you don't have to put those categories in. You can always just go off of that. Okay, that makes sense.
And it tracks subscriptions, because I was going to get to subscriptions. Subscriptions are the death of the budget. Subscriptions.
That's one way that throws it off, right?
Yeah. And so you were talking about the maintenance. We need to get your phone, go in there, go into settings, go into your account, and go into your subscriptions on a regular basis. That's just with the phone, right? On a regular basis, or at least a year. Once a year.
Yes, because a lot of the things are not needed, and those things add up, and people don't understand. Like, it's like, you're like, okay, it's just $5.99, or it's just this, or it's just $12.
Right.
But what could you have used that for?
What if $5.99 a month was going into your IRA, or $12 a month was going into your brokerage account?
And how could it have grown?
Yeah, on your side, on the other side of the net worth statement. Yeah. Exactly.
As opposed to being a deduction, right?
Yeah, as opposed to being a liability.
Yep.
So pick a tool, pick a flow. So I like if you are a hands-on person, you like to write it down, at least you have something and it's not in your head, because believe it or not, as beautiful and as magnificent and divine as the brain is, you can't keep track of everything.
Yeah. And
especially those periodic
I was going to say, go ahead.
Yeah, those periodic expenses.
Yeah, and I was going to just say legally, even if anything ever comes up, you always want to make sure you have track records. So writing it down, that's definitely a great tool, or having it in an app. It just provides a track record. It makes things cleaner. And then from a legal perspective, you can actually still account for things.
Yeah, definitely. Pick a flow. I say, or pick a day. So whatever day, you want to work according to your lifestyle.
Okay.
You want to budget according to your lifestyle. Your tool should be according to what you know you're going to do. Like, I don't have a gym membership because I know I'm not going to the gym. They're just going to take my money.
They're going to take your money. Because I was that Lifetime person. I was that whole Planet Fitness. And like you said, same thing. They were just taking my money. I was just like, I'm not going to.
Planet Fitness is on. They know what they're doing. Because people, they see
they're
that.
Like, it's only $9.99.
Right. They see they see that little monthly subscription, like, okay, I could go ahead and do it.
And never
psychologically, it's not. That's another subscription you need to review. Because if you're not going, you probably just need to go walk around the block or around your house, or get you a little treadmill.
And
just
do it
for $300 on Amazon, and the little one that can scoot under your bed, and
you keep
and
it
do
going.
it at home. Yeah. And now that $20 a month is going into your savings.
Exactly. And it just creates more flexibility, and then it opens up the stream. It opens up for you to have more income that you could actually divert and put it in other places.
Yeah.
And that's going to help you in the long run.
Definitely. And then I say, pick a day, pick your day that you have that space that you set aside. You go into your corner, your desk, wherever it is, you should have something, a space, a corner in your home. And your budget you should work on your budget based on when you get paid. Okay. So if you get paid once a month, you should do it once a month.
Okay.
If you get paid twice every 2 weeks, you should look at it every 2 weeks.
And you should examine it and see how you account it.
Proactively.
Yes. And don't
preemptively.
And don't feel that if you didn't meet it, or if it was something that you exceeded, that you need to just stop. Okay, I just need to stop budgeting. No, we're telling you that even if you do fall off as far as with your budget, we want you to keep going. We want you to examine it. And that's the importance of still examining it, right?
Yeah, looking at it. I don't know how often, whatever your schedule is, but you want to make sure that it's something that fits into it becomes habit. It becomes a lifestyle,
right,
that you kind of know what's going on, because you have to be armed with tools. And you have to build upon different habits that you're learning to adopt.
Yes,
yeah.
and you have to keep referencing those, reminding, going back, and just being flexible enough to say, "Hey, I didn't make it this week, but when I examine it, my goal is, and set yourself some goals."
Yeah, definitely,
right?
Definitely. So you asked the question. You said, okay, so now my budget is $2,000.
It's blown. $2,500.
Okay, so my
over.
Next tool,
is it over?
And I'm gonna give this one away. It's called a budget blueprint.
Okay.
Right. So the pick a tool, pick a day, pick a flow. That's just something that I say you need to adopt. But the tool I'm gonna give away.
Give it away
during this episode. Yes. I'm gonna give away. It's a budget blueprint, and basically it's tracking your spending, learning how to analyze it. What you just said, setting a goal, developing a plan to get there, and then reviewing it.
Right,
reviewing it. And I would say the key to that is, so the $2,500 spend is, where can you cut?
Okay, so you examine that $2,500, right, that you're spending. And you look at it and say, okay, what can I cut? What is not? Do you basically make it based on needs as opposed to wants? Or how do you assess what can I cut?
Oh, girl, I'm so glad.
What's some tools to help me to say,
that you
I want to cut, but what should I look at?
Necessary versus discretionary.
Okay.
Right? So necessary is... You gotta have it. You got to have a place to live. You got to have food. You know, you got to have gas to get back and forth to work. There are some necessities that you need in order to function and live at basic existence. Right? Basic cycles of life and all those things. And then you have your discretionary, and those are your subscriptions, your gym memberships. You know, your trip to Sephora, your trip to the mall, whatever they may be, vacationing.
I can't go to this week.
If the money is set aside
for Neiman's, okay.
If you're in the period of where you're assessing, right? If you're in the period of assessing, this is how you categorize them: necessary versus discretionary.
Okay.
Discretionary are those things that they're not necessary in order for you to live. They're like you said, needs, wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And that makes sense. And I think that it sounds like your tool is excellent. So I'm encouraging all of our podcast listeners, viewers, to make sure you check in our link.
Yes.
It's going to be a link for you to get this free. Now,
I just wanted to get you started.
Yes. And I think this is an excellent tool. If you have made up in your mind that you want to make sure that you want to guard what you have acquired, what you've earned, and you want some tools in order to do this, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great to have those tools, because I think that it will help overall, no matter what stage you're in.
Yeah.
I think that it will help.
No matter what stage you're in, because you're going to have to adjust it as you grow through different stages. Another one is periodic versus, you have monthly expenses, and then you have those periodic expenses like annual taxes or insurance. Large lump sum payouts that you have to prepare for, things like that. So, but I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
So after you've gotten those things together and you decide, I say budget based on your lifestyle. I know we've talked about the different budgeting methods, like which one do you like the 50, 30, 20, or do you use any of those?
I try to stick with that 50, 30, 20. That's my guide normally, right?
50, 30, 20. Yeah.
That's my guide normally, and I try to make sure that I abide by it. Of course, it's not all the time, right?
Yes.
But that's my guide.
Okay.
So that definitely helps me when I'm looking at that and putting that in perspective when I'm analyzing my finances. And then also, I'm more of a credit, putting things, my husband is more cash. So balancing out that 50, 30, 20 with that as well. And then we have tried to develop different savings plans together.
Yeah, good.
That has definitely helped us.
Yeah.
In, getting to some of our goals and some of the things that we've tried to achieve, like we purchased our first house together, just doing different things that we wanted to do, but we had to kind of set some things,
goals.
Set some goals in place. And, right now we're in the renovations phase of things that are happening, but in the midst of our renovation, we had some repairs that we had to do. That was a wake-up call for us to say, hey, we got to make sure that with home ownership, we put more aside for that, because that became more of a necessity for us.
Yes.
And sometimes it's just going through things that you realize where you need to prioritize things.
Yeah, yeah. So you doing renovations?
We're doing some renovations to some of the things, but midway through that, we were we were revamping a couple of the bathrooms. But midway through that, we had a leak.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that became priority over the renovations of some of the bathrooms. We wanted to do some updates of a couple of the bathrooms within our house.
Yeah.
And so that became, so we kind of budgeted for that. And, for me and my husband, sometimes it's just talking about it, and we'll just write, and he'll say, Rita, get out the notepad.
Right,
and we'll just start writing some things down, and he'll just be like, where that notepad at?
Right. I love it.
Right.
Okay, you bring up another point, but before we go to that, I'm going to just talk about the 50, 30, 20, because I don't think I explained what it is. So the 50, 30, 20 is like a budgeting rule, right? So it's 50% of your take-home pay goes to your needs, right? So you're living on 50% of what you make.
Right.
Right? 30% goes to wants, and which your lifestyle, your choices, vacations, and things like that. And then 20% goes to your savings. Now, I include in that 20% is my 10% tithe.
Yes, my tithe is in there, and then my offering. So we usually just kind of budget in that 20%. That's normally our church or something related to ministry.
Yeah.
So in that 20%.
Oh, I love it.
You know, out of that, we normally account it for that, for whatever it entails for ministry purposes.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to use the Johnsons for this next one. So this is my question, because I used to get this all the time with married couples.
Okay.
Budgeting together, because periodic expenses can be budget busters, but not being on the same page can be, I mean, it can end a marriage. It can end a marriage.
And I think that the
over finances,
and understanding each other's perspective and listening.
Yeah.
Because as I stated, you know, my husband is more of cash, and it was a lot when we were purchasing our first home, because my husband, he was really kind of fed up with it. I was used to the process because, you know, I do real estate law.
Yeah.
I'm all opposed to it. He's just like, this is too much. They're asking for too much. This is just,
they
this
just want to know everything.
process.
Yes.
It's just too much. Maybe we shouldn't even do this.
Yeah.
You know, and I just had to be like, honey,
this is part of what's required.
We gotta do this.
Yes.
We gotta do that. So
Right.
he is just not that meeting person. So I was down for it. Like, meeting, okay, explain to me what's going, because that's what I do.
Right.
Right. So it was that balance, but I heard his frustration, and I tried to help him along that way.
Yeah.
Just so we could get to that end goal.
Right. Right.
So I think it's just understanding.
And y'all did it.
Yeah, we did it.
And he said, I'm listening to you.
Right. But that's
we're gonna make this work.
But understanding your mate's perspective. He understood that he had to rely on me to do those things.
Yeah.
But I also couldn't just be like, we gonna do this, and you know, you just need to get over it.
Yeah.
You know, type of thing.
Yeah.
And I also, but when it comes to budgeting and discerning whether we're going to spend out of that, even that once pile, he is definitely, I have to yield to him, because he is definitely more of the thinker that, okay, we got these things coming up, Rena, we got to start thinking about those things. Because I'm just like, no, we could do that.
Yeah.
So it's just, so I had to take a step back.
Wow. Yeah.
And evaluate things and say, this is for the greater, so I can
sounds like a great collaboration, great team.
You know,
and that's usually what I will find, is that you had the saver and the spender, and they had to come together and compromise, just like, you know, opposites attract, come together and compromise. But that doesn't mean that because you're different, you have different perspectives and different approaches, doesn't mean that you don't work together. It means that that's why you work together so well, because he's seeing afar off and you're seeing the details of what's needed. And so that makes for a great recipe for that financial collaboration and working together. I think that's awesome.
And I think, like I said, I think it's just a listening process, and then it's a work in progress. It's not, we don't always, you know, we still have to have those moments where we have to just kind of think, because we're at opposite sides.
Opposite sides.
Things,
and life changes. He sees things and he has experiences that you will never, so on and so forth. And so the last piece I'll say for that person who's busting the budget $2,500 and it's supposed to be $2,000, you know, you can plug your numbers in, is you have a couple of choices.
Okay.
You can either live on less, you can earn more, and you can get in control by making sure some things you can do. You can restructure how your bills come out. You can call and change the date in which bills are due, so they're at a more opportune time to fit in the budget that you set for it. You could also earn more. So maybe if you can't, we talked about multiple streams of income. If you're not earning what you need to earn on the job, maybe you could consider some other industries.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And just kind of look at, and I like the fact that you gave options, because I think a lot of times people just think, well, I've blown it. Only thing I could do is just stop spending.
Yeah.
As opposed to, okay, if you're just doing that and you're not really examining what's like the root behind it and what you can do to adjust, I think that giving people more options and tools because everybody's different.
Yeah. And I think it takes a little while to figure out that, okay, I'm in this industry, or based on what I earn. Mm-hmm. Once you've done that budget, you're like, okay, this is what I have coming in doesn't match the obligations for what I have going out. Mm-hmm. What can I do? So cut spending, reduce spending, and when you can't reduce spending, we have to figure out how to earn more.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have to figure out how to earn more. If it's a side hustle, a Dash-In or a Uber, a Lyft. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what direction things need to go in, but it definitely has to be in expanding your resources of income that's coming in.
Yeah, and I think these are great tools to help guard and protect what you have.
Yeah.
Right? And then to give additional tools to help so you can expand. I think the what you have and what you're offering to individuals helps them not only for right now, but it helps them to expand their thinking too.
Yeah. In the back of my mind, I hear somebody saying, well, I'm doing the best I can. Mm-hmm. The bottom line here is this is foundation.
It is.
This is foundation. And because people come and talk a lot about where they see themselves, things they want to accomplish, they'll hear you talking about wills and trust, protecting your estate, doing estate planning. But some of those foundational things just aren't in place. So that's what this is. I know it's hard out here.
It is.
Right?
It is. It's not, and we're not discounting that. We're not saying that it's not hard to think about some of those things, but there are tools that are available to help you along the way. Yeah.
And so people will they'll scour the Google, the internet, and how to do this, how to do that. Basically, how to apply those things to your life is most important.
It is.
Did you know that you can cancel this? Did you know that you can move that to fit your budget?
That's true.
Your lifestyle.
That's true.
Right?
And you can do it.
Yeah.
You can definitely do it. You can rebound from things. You can actually, if you have set a budget and it has not been working for you, there are some tools, there's some ways that you can actually rebound from that and actually be successful in guarding what you've earned.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to protect it?
We're going to protect it.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. And tell us a little bit more about where they can get these tools from.
Oh, great. Listen, I'm going to put the link in the description. So when you watch this episode, be sure to check the link so you can get that free gift. We like to give away free stuff.
We do.
Get that free gift. And I hope and pray that this is the beginning, the start of you getting it all together.
Yes, we're believing and trusting. We believe in you.
Yes.
We believe that you can get, you can start now. You can start today. Based on this podcast, you can start and making sure that you are guarding and protecting what you've earned.
Yeah, and if you mess up, it's okay. Just get back up on that on that horse. Keep trying.
Keep trying.
Keep trying and keep trying because that's what is so important.
Yes.
That's what works. That's what matters.
That's what matters.
All right.
Keep going.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So did I miss anything? I don't think I did.
I don't think so either. I think that we covered our bases, but I'm so glad that people are getting this information.
Fundamentals,
the fundamentals of it. So make sure you join us and make sure you subscribe again. We thank you.
Yeah, subscribe to the
for
channel.
getting us to 106, but we want the 250 mark.
Yeah.
So subscribe, share this podcast with some friends, neighbors, family. Make sure that you check out Trust Issues Podcast.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you later.
We'll see you soon.
Hey, this is Mary, and you know me. All I do is win. Tune in to WVTC Detroit. You will be blessed.
What's up, everybody? This is Larry Whitfield, station manager, WVTC Radio Detroit. I need you to save the date, Friday, March 27, 2026. My big sister, Evangelist Sandy Rose, we'll be celebrating her birthday and 50 years. Gospel music. Remember, Friday, March 27, 2026. Save the date. Don't miss it.
Okay.
You ain't changing your mind now, have you?
We're about to be one big happy family.
I'm just hoping I can trust you to return my love.
I mean, as much as I know how to love.
Did you sleep with him?
No!
This is toxic.
Don't become the thing that hurt you.
And what is that?
Bitterness.
I really needed you when Daddy died.
Girl, look, there you go with what you need. This not about you. Didn't you find God for that? I'm not here to meet your needs.
I understand that you love her. I get it. But like this, right here, this is toxic. Toxic? Man, who's you talking to like that?
And we're here at the Davidson High School for the first game of the season.
Look, I'm sorry, sir, but we will all run it for our lives.
Hope you enjoy being used, man.
Man, what? No. You better find someone else to play with, bro.
Oh, come on. You both know you ain't about to hit nothing but a high note. You better sit down.
My Bible tells me that the wages of sin is death.
That's wages, honey, not wedges.
I know what it says, Miss Sunday School teacher.
I see that one is coming to the altar.
Now is the time.
Singing and praying with my mind.
Cut.
How you gonna cut singing and praying?
Hello, my name is Orlando Bogans, and I'm the biggest fan of WVTC, winning victory through Christ, Detroit. This is WVTC Detroit, your award-winning gospel internet radio station. We're bringing you the best in gospel music, live shows, and inspiring interviews. Like and share our page on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay connected. Your support helps us spread positivity and encouragement throughout the community. So whether you download our WVTC app, visit our website at WVTCDetroit.com, or join us on Facebook or YouTube, you will stay connected and entertained. Join our WVTC Detroit listener family today and tell your friends about us. Together, we can make a difference. WVTC Detroit, where gospel meets the community. Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.